Welcome to the first Campus Edge of 2017.
I didn't think any of us would make it out alive.
I'm just glad I'm not Santa Claus anymore.
I think we're all glad you're not Santa Claus anymore.
In light of recent changes to my physical and social standings, I've decided to take a new approach to hosting the Campus Edge.
Oh really? What's that?
I realized the last thing holding me back from reaching my true form and my hair.
Well, that's lovely. But how will that change the Campus Edge?
Oh, it won't. I just wanted to introduce you to the Thunderdome. It's all chrome and Valhalla.
Being single for this long seems to be hitting Tyler harder than most, especially considering Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
Oh, let me guess. Is this the Valentines special?
Yes, Valentines and much more this week, and
on the Campus Edge.
So how'd you spend your time over break, Tyler?
My internet got shut down, so I spent most of the break staring at the wall and working, or I just mostly stared at the wall.
No internet? Guess you couldn't Netflix and chill then.
Need someone to chill with to do that.
No, you don't. Well, kind of. But there's still plenty of great stuff to do. To watch. Why don't we check out our very own Andrew Lillard's piece on Netflix Best Content?
Hulu, YouTube Red, Amazon Video, and HBO Go. They all exist, but we all know Netflix is the king. So, from BCTV Channel 20, I'm Andrew Lillard, and I'm here to tell you the best Netflix binges from different categories. Let's get started. Founded in 1997, Netflix originally just delivered DVDs to your household, but has since spread into one of the largest online streaming services in the world. Now, in our quest to find the best Netflix binges, we start off in the comedy category. Netflix has always been good about comedy. With It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, they have everything from brand new shows to the later ones, 90s, 80s even. But, in my humble opinion, nothing comes close to Scrubs. Scrubs has drama, action, and above all, a whole lot of comedy.
I was the one who puked on your Porsche after Turk and Carla's wedding.
With enough seasons to leave you happy, but not enough so you feel overwhelmed with it, Scrubs is perfect for the person that doesn't quite want to commit to a big series, but also wants to spend their time being entertained. Now, our next category up is the dramas on Netflix. And Netflix has always been good about dramas just for the sheer quantity that they have. Breaking Bad, Sherlock, Bates Motel, House of Cards, Freaks and Geeks, Once Upon a Time, Law & Order, Dexter, Criminal Minds, Mad Men, House, Californication, and the list goes on. But our pick for the #1 Netflix binge in the drama category is Grey's Anatomy. On the air since 2005, it has 12 years of experience under its belt, and it's gotten really good in those 12 years, believe me. It's got main character deaths, it's got side character deaths, it's got complete stranger deaths, it's got McDreamy. Ooh. Anyway, back to where I was saying. It's got everything. And if you're looking for a good TV drama to binge on Netflix, Grey's Anatomy is the only choice. Well, not the only one. But it's the one that you should do first. Coming up next are a couple of honorary categories, ones that don't really fit into a genre, but just you need to know anyways. The first is the week-long expeditions. These are shows that have a bunch of seasons, tons of content, tons of twists, turns, or in the case of a couple, just good fun for a bunch of seasons, been on the air for a long time, and either we're sad that they're already gone, or we're hopeful for the next few seasons. And in this category, there includes How I Met Your Mother, Grey's Anatomy that we saw a couple categories back, Dexter, House, all with tons of seasons, tons of content among them. But our pick goes for Friends.
Would you give me 1 minute, please?
You knew it was coming. Friends is Friends, and everybody loves Friends, almost as much as Raymond. Sorry, man. And the final category is the Weekend Warriors category. Now, These are shows that you can finish in a day, 2 days, 3 days if you're really slow and take a lot of bathroom breaks. But my pick is Stranger Things. Stranger Things is great. It follows 3 kids trying to find their best friend in the 80s. It has everything you could possibly want. It has Dungeons and Dragons, it has Eggos, it has a little bald girl that can control things with her mind. Stranger Things has all this, and season 2 coming out in late 2017. So be on the lookout for that after you finish this. And these are just my personal opinions. Netflix has hundreds, thousands of shows and movies and everything that you could possibly want. It has miniseries, it has anime, it has documentaries, it has comedies, it has comedy specials. It has everything. So don't just go by my word and go experience it for yourself. This has been Campsite reporter Andrew Lillard signing off.
I mean, that's all nice, but I only watch anime. And you need to use Crunchyroll if you want it subbed. I mean, I don't watch any of your dubbed Western trash.
You're really buying into the neckbeard stereotypes today, Tyler.
Well, it is the only hair I have to work with now.
Somehow you manage to always keep us off track.
Sort of like how M. Night Shyamalan usually does a pretty good job of hiding the twists in his movies.
Not quite as well as he did in Split, though. Speaking of which, Brian Harden and I reviewed it.
Well, I can't wait to see what you thought. Roll the package.
I'm Campus Edge reporter Brian Harden, and today I'll be reviewing the newest movie from acclaimed writer-director M. Night Shyamalan.
Hey, pardon me, sir. I think you have the wrong car.
Split is the story of 3 teenage girls who are kidnapped by a deranged man named Kevin, played by James McAvoy. He's afflicted with dissociative identity disorder.
I've never seen a case like this before. 23 identities live in Kevin's body. Who are you?
After being kidnapped, the girls start to see his other personalities emerge. While Kevin is seemingly trying to get help from his therapist, the girls do everything they can to try and escape.
The only chance we have is if all 3 of us go crazy on this guy.
Who is that? Maybe she can help us.
We're here! Help us! We're in here!
Don't worry. He's not allowed to touch you. He knows what you're here for. He listens to me.
This movie is without a doubt Shyamalan's best attempt at a thriller to date. The movie builds up tension and releases it throughout, and it follows the personalities that decide to manifest. The immense contrast of personalities that change quickly are not unlike that of Kathy Bates's infamous character Annie from Stephen King's Misery. This movie really engages the audience as it keeps you guessing as to what personality of Kevin's you are dealing with. It puts you in the shoes of the characters who are also wondering what they're dealing with. Some viewers might be wondering if the dialogue in this film is as unbelievable as previous very bad Shyamalan films. And to that I say,
What? No!
overall I would definitely recommend this movie to someone who likes Shyamalan movies. Decent thrillers, and portrayals of an 8-year-old with a Philly accent by James McAvoy. Definitely look at some of Shyamalan's older movies as well to understand the twist at the end of this film. Trust me, it really makes the whole film much better. For the Campus Edge, I'm reporter Brian Harden, signing off.
So Shyamalan made a good movie? That's the biggest twist of all.
But it's not quite as shocking as being resuscitated from near death thanks to a classic technique known as CPR.
Did that transition work?
I think it did, but it wasn't nearly as effective as CPR. Get certified. You could save a life, maybe even 2.
Well, in that case, why don't we check out this story on the benefits of knowing CPR.
Hey guys, this is reporter Karen Garza, and I'm here at the BC TV20 studio because I wanted to ask you all a question. What would you do if someone around you suddenly starts choking or stops breathing? Would you A, cry, B, run, or C, apply a CPR technique? The last one will be pretty cool, right? Unfortunately, I would have to go for A or B because I know nothing about CPR. But I do know 2 really cool guys around here that know everything about the subject, and I want you to get to know them. Let's go meet them.
CPR is one of the best ways of being able to keep a person alive until more advanced medical help can arrive. By circulating oxygenated blood, it keeps the organs working, keeps the brain working, and without it, individuals don't have much of a chance. I went to an American Red Cross class. I learned about CPR and artificial respiration and choking. And then from there, took the basic and advanced first aid courses. And until I came to Kansas in 2009, I was a Red Cross instructor and worked at various chapters. With the American Red Cross and the American Heart Association, they ask that you renew your CPR card once a year. One of the things that I encourage people to do whenever they learn CPR is to not be scared of using it. All across the United States, we have something called the Good Samaritan Law. That means that if you're not a medical professional and you render medical aid and you're trained to do so, then you're less likely to be sued because of malpractice or something such as that. Don't be afraid. Jump in, do what you can, and contact the appropriate authorities.
I learned CPR through my work at the YMCA. I'm a Kids Zone attendant, and to continue your job past the first month as a Kids Zone attendant, you need to be CPR certified and first aid certified. That 2-hour class really teaches you everything that you need to know, everything that, all the different situations that could happen. You're open to ask questions. So any problem that you have, like if you're ill-prepared, if you think you don't know enough, don't worry about it. They teach you everything in the class. My life-saving story is I was at work at the Kids Zone in the YMCA in El Dorado, and during my shift, there was a baby about 4 months old who was eating these little yogurt bites. Well, she didn't leave it in her mouth long enough, so it didn't melt, and it got caught in her throat and just gummed up her entire airway right here. And so she stopped breathing, obviously. She started turning blue. I had to put my finger in her mouth and scrape out whatever yogurt I could out of her throat. Still wasn't enough, and so I had to do chest compressions. Only took about 3 or 4 before she coughed up everything and everything was fine. But if I hadn't done that, then she might not have breathed in time, she might not have breathed at all. And so, because I knew that CPR training and that first aid training and all that, I knew how to react to the situation calmly, quickly, and I got it taken care of.
I think you are all good to go now that you know who can save your life while you're at Butler Community College, right? Right? No? Okay. But no, for real, you guys, I highly encourage you to learn a little bit more about the subject, to actually take a class and become qualified to apply these techniques. CPR could make you someone's real-life hero. For BCTV 20, this was Karen Garza.
We'll be right back after this short message. In the meantime, why not look into CPR training? You could save a life.
Here we go, another day, another early start with lots of stops. And it goes. But today is one day closer to working normal hours, earning more money, paying off bills, and making my girls proud. I can do this. Today might be tough, but tomorrow will be better.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll today for spring classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
I'm feeling really excited about how this episode is going. You could even see Peppy.
What?
Get it? Because the next package and... Oh, forget it. Up next is Jenny Gilbert's package over the Pep Band.
And you say I have issues.
Hey, I'm campus ed reporter Jenny Gilbert here at the basketball court for the same reason that everyone's here at the basketball court, to see the Pep Band.
They're loud, they're proud, they make you want to scream and shout. They are the Butler Pep Band.
I think my favorite part about being in the Pep Band is like being loud. We get an excuse to be loud. I love the energy of it, to be honest. It's different than sitting, in a suit, sitting in, a classical arrangement. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of energy, a lot of positivity, a lot of, cheering for the team, and it's just a really fun experience.
We have a very fine group, excellent group this year. I think every year in the last several years it's gotten better and better and better. So, this group plays very well. We do, at football games, take everybody in the band plays for football. During basketball season, I split them into 2 bands. And that allows the students to actually have a night off every once in a while, and they don't have to be at every activity.
As with any spirit-filled group, the band finds new and creative ways to get the crowd going.
You go to the game and you hear Buco Nation, That's me chanting with the band. And defense, we'll go defense, boom, boom, because I can't beat my bass drum anymore.
The cheerleaders will start to do chants sometimes, like just vocal chants, and we'll chant along with them for certain things, led a lot by one of our instructors here. But we also play a lot of tunes that the cheerleaders will then join in on us for, like Go Big Purple or something like that, where the cheerleaders will then join in as we're playing the song and work together there. So there's some cohesion going on there.
Several years ago we had a group of percussionists, and we played YMCA, and they went down in front of the band and did the YMCA and everything. So it was like, that was fun. The kids had a lot of fun.
When the band isn't playing for basketball games, they're off winning trophies.
We've been involved with the Celebration of Freedom for all these years. Each year we get a trophy for the participation in the parade. And then we had the Pep Band also play for the Veterans Day itself, November 11th. Played the national anthem and the 4 or the 5 service songs at the ceremony.
They even have a rival band.
I don't know if John mentioned it or not, but when he first got here, we were playing the music and everything, the national anthem, and people were saying, you should be more like a Hutch band. No, we're our own band. We've come into the realm where we're at, and we have a lot of spirit. I think we have a lot more spirit than Hutch and Coffeyville. We invite them anytime to come and play.
And seeing how they warm up for a game, they're prepared to take on any band, any day of the week.
We love to have fun, and just that's it. I like to have fun, be, as several people would say, loud, but I like to play musical and sound voice-wise loud for the team.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am certainly pepped up for the next game. And you never know, I could be in the Pep Band too. I do play a mean air guitar. Campus Edge, I'm Jenny Gilbert.
So, can we agree no more puns for the rest of the episode?
Agreed. I don't know what came over me. It was childish.
That's fine. Hey, look on the bright side. The kids in this next piece would think that was funny.
Oh yeah, coming up next is a piece by Emily Jardin over Educare.
I'm Campus Edge reporter Emily Jardin, and I spent a day with 3-year-olds over at Educare. Come take a look to see what a life of a toddler consists of.
This program started in July of 1996. It opened its doors, and I came in October 1997. So most of our staff have been here a long time, and a lot of our teachers have been through the early childhood program. As I said, it's a lab setting. So all the early childhood classes are taught right here. All of our administration offices are right here. So it's integrated pretty well. And so then the students that are learning early childhood can go into the classroom, and many teachers can model for them what they're learning in the classroom. So it's pretty good. And we're open to students, staff, faculty, and the community as well. But we have, this side of the building is our infant toddlers, and then we have preschool on the other side.
Awesome.
We're licensed for 121 children, and the way their classrooms are broke up is depending on their age and their developmental readiness. And besides loving children, you can make the greatest impact with children from 0 to 4. And so we have the opportunity to impact the next generation by investing in the younger children. Well, I like it just because it provides for the students, like, there's a lot of them that will tell you they wouldn't be able to take classes if they weren't here. And, you know, for first-time mothers, too, it's like it has to be a place where they can drop in. We advocate breastfeeding, so those that are breastfeeding, you know, as a student, they can come right over. We have this unit right here where they can breastfeed in there, and a lot of them it's just easier to drop them off and pick them up. So, and some of them stay longer and they can do their homework while the children are here, while napping or whatever, and then come and get them. So that's pretty good.
Oh no, catch them or sis. They're coming. Yes, they're coming to stop at that ship.
I love children. I have a huge patience for children, and I started actually in early childhood and decided that my passion was actually for early childhood. And so we stayed pretty busy here at Educare and just hanging out with the kids, teaching them all the fun stuff that we've learned in our classes, and also teaching our student workers as well.
For those of you who didn't know, there was an all-year-round daycare on campus. Now you do. For the Campus Edge, I'm Emily Jardin.
Wow, I had no idea all that went into the Educare on campus.
I know, right? There's so much going on campus and around the community that nobody knows about. For example, do you know what goes into the Butler newspaper, the Lantern, and the magazine The Grizzly?
Actually, no, I don't. Could you explain it to me?
I could, but better yet, let's have our own Connor Zimmerman and Gannon Connolly explain it in the next piece over the two publications.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
This is Campus Edge reporter Connor Zimmerman, and today we'll be taking a look at Butler's newspaper and magazine. Let's go take a look.
So I get to write about a whole bunch of stuff from reviews to anything that's going around on campus. So in addition to the newspaper on a weekly basis, we work about 1 to 3 every single day, plus about an hour or two a week for interviews. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that's 4 days, that's 16 hours, so about 32 hours, 33, 34 hours a week, or 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. I saw that you could get a full scholarship here for working for the Lantern. I always did newspaper stuff back. I worked for my high school newspaper and my high school yearbook, so this really wasn't that big of a step up for me. Thought about going possibly to the University of Missouri for their journalism program, and then also the University of Texas, and of course Kansas State with the Daily Kansan.
Okay, I'm going on 6 years now. This is my maybe 8th semester, probably not correct, but 6 years total. That's a good question. Typically it does take 2 weeks hours. I haven't thought about that, and I don't know if I want to, but there is a lot of time put into interviewing, talking about questions, who to contact, going over materials such as leads, what one expects that needs to be in there, and then of course the editing process. So total it probably takes anywhere up to 20 to 30 hours if I had to guess, but yeah, totally 2 weeks for paper. Oh, that's, I would say I have two parts. One is reading through the stories. It goes through an editing process before it goes to print. The editor-in-chief, Haley, managing editor, Olivia, looks over those, and then I get the final look. But then probably my most favorite part is the design. I didn't come from a design background, even though I did work in publication, but seeing it laid out is probably the most fun. You get to design the page, you get to put your own creative quirks on things, and I like that sort of thing.
My favorite part about the Grizzly magazine is working with all the other people on staff and getting to meet all of the different students around campus. Every so often this year we're for sure having 3 magazines. One came back, the first one came out in November, and our second one's coming out soon. It takes a lot of time for our one coming out now. We met every day until we sent it out for like 2 hours, sometimes more. And that was every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday. We just sit down and talk to each other. We try to figure out what's coming up and what was big. Our first edition was the election, and so that was our main spread, and that was our magazine cover. So we came up with different things. Like the second one we're doing gun control on campus because that's a big controversial issue. One of the other ideas that we came up with was the theater department because they don't really get publicized a lot, like by word of mouth.
This has been Campus Edge reporter Connor Zimmerman, and today we took a look at Butler's newspaper and magazine. Maybe you should pick a copy up sometime.
See, now wasn't that informative?
It was, but are we missing the spirit of the season?
Oh no, you're not turning me into Santa Claus again.
And what reason do you think I'm talking about exactly? Season, darn it.
Sorry, I just had a flashback.
While you get your composure back, we're gonna run this last package, a piece by Anita Martinez and Garrett Hartman over Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. For some, it means getting with your special someone and just enjoying each other's company. For others, it's waiting until the very next day to get discounted candy. But everyone's different and they're all entitled to their own opinion. Hi, I'm Campus Edge reporter Garrett Hartman, and with me is another Campus Edge reporter, Anita Martinez, and today we are going to ask a few people just what Valentine's Day means to them.
Valentine's Day to me means nothing. I don't know, it's just another day, but the day after, discounted candy at Walmart.
Valentine's Day means to me that spending time with a loved one on just a certain day and feeling all the love on that day to everybody, and just this special day.
My plans, well, probably nothing. Watch Netflix, take a nap.
My plans actually for Valentine's Day is just to stay at home and watch a movie, maybe pop some popcorn and hang out with my babe.
Galentine's Day, got the idea from Parks and Rec.
What's Galentine's Day? Oh, it's only the best day of the year. Every February 13th, my lady friends and I leave our husbands and our boyfriends at home and we just come and kick it breakfast style. Ladies celebrating ladies. It's like Lilith Fair, minus the angst. Plus frittatas.
Valentine's Day is basically just getting all your girlfriends together to hang out, watch a rom-com, which is a romantic comedy, and just hang out, eat a bunch of junk food, and just party.
Love is fake. We're all gonna die alone.
Today we saw what Valentine's Day means to those of us that have that special someone, and to the rest of us who are independent in life. Surprisingly, it's not that different. We also saw alternative ways to spend Valentine's Day with just your friends. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Garrett Hartman.
Wow, pretty awesome show this week, huh?
Yeah, we learned a lot about Butler programs, what to watch on Netflix,
how CBR can affect your lives, and wrapped it all up with what Valentine's Day means to people.
Hey, any episode where I don't turn into Santa, I'm okay with it. And if you want me not to turn into Santa again, check out the reruns of this show weekdays at 11 a.m. or last week's show at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20.
Or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel.
This has been the Campus Edge.